Dr. Ellen So everybody, thanks for coming out tonight. This is John Johnson. We've got a lot to cover. I'm very excited about this. We are one team, one mind, one goal, and we're going to learn how to build as a team. We're going to be able to have a lot of success and achieve everything we want to do in our network. I'm very excited about these trainings. We've got 14 classes starting tonight. I've gone back and forth with Steve many times. I've gone through the whole class, all 92 pages. I've watched all of his videos, and we've had a lot of discussions. And what I'm excited about is helping teach this class and really implementing our network into it. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me share really quick here and make sure everybody's muted real quick, and then I'll allow you to unmute, and you can ask questions as we go. So let me go ahead and allow you guys to unmute yourselves. Not yet though. Stay muted for now, and then as we will be very interactive as this class goes on. So let me go ahead and pull it up. You guys should be able to see the screen right there. Hopefully some of you guys were able to print out this information. If not, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and follow along. So what I like about this class is it starts with getting our minds right, getting our mindset. We all want to become entrepreneurs. Some of us know how, some of us are still learning how to become an entrepreneur. And I like how it kind of walks you through that step, and it teaches you techniques as we go through. But there's a lot of things we're going to learn in this class. We're going to learn how to define your niche audience, how to generate your own leads so you never have to buy leads again, learn how to present as a professional, become a leader, and people will follow you. People follow people, not products. They follow people, but they use products. And leaders are students. When people ask me all the time what it's like to be a leader, I say, I don't know, I'm a student. And it's something that I've always lived by. You always need to learn, always humble yourself and understand that, there's people out there that are smarter than you, they're better than you at pretty much everything, and we all have those. We're not the best at everything, so we can always learn. We should always be a sponge. Leaders are great students. So before I jump into this, one thing I want to do is I want to make everybody a challenge. If you want to have prospects look at you seriously, write this down. Okay, ready for this? And I'm going to go ahead because I want to see your faces when I do this. I'm going to open up the screen. I'm going to open up my little video. I don't even care. I've got my crazy big glasses on. I don't even care. So I want you to write this down. I challenge everybody on this call to start saving money, especially the people. If you're in an area where you can save money, start saving money, and I want you to document your savings. What I want you to do is every time you save money on a drink, document it. Write it down on a paper. Put it on a spreadsheet. Okay, do that. Document if you've used rauto or rmortgage or r this or r that. The phones, whatever it may be. If you went on, with the rtravel rolling out very shortly and all these other things rolling out, save as much money as you can. When you go to spend anything, go to rperks first. Save as much as you can and document. Why am I having you do this? Simple. When you speak with a prospect, I want you to sit down and show your prospect how much money you're saving. And I don't want you to just have to send them to R World or R this or R that. Yes, absolutely use that as so you can show other people's savings. But I'll be honest with you. When you speak with any prospect, they don't care how much money John Johnson saved. They don't. They don't know me. They know you. They care how much money you saved. So start as of tonight. Document everything you've saved in the past and start writing everything down and start using the savings, because you've got to be a byproduct of the product in order to have success. I don't care what the product is. You don't go open a gym and not work out. Years ago, I'll tell you kind of a funny story. I'm a workoutaholic, and it was kind of funny. What had happened, I actually had an instructor come up to me, and he's a personal trainer, and he was probably, he was quite overweight, and not saying there's anything wrong with that, but as a personal trainer, it just didn't look right. So the first thought in my mind is, I'm not hiring him because he doesn't know how to do it himself. You've got to look the part, you've got to sound the part, you got to be the part. In order to do that, you have to be a byproduct of the product. If you're not using this product, it's hard to promote it. So make sure you're a byproduct of the product. The next thing too, Cindy, if you're on this call, I'm going to call you out, just not in a bad way, in a good way. You've been amazing. I would love to ask you to help me create something. We want to create a team calendar. What I mean by that is we want to put in the files section, we're going to create a team calendar, and all of our team's events and corporate events will be placed on that one calendar. I'm seeing teams all the time. They're doing these blitz calls, which I absolutely love. I was working on getting on one today, and I got sidetracked because I was getting prepared for this meeting tonight. But we want to put all of our team events, including calls, any calls that when we do the blitz calls throughout the day, these trainings, prospect meetings, when we travel, do events. If you're doing an event in this area or that area, we want it on that calendar. That way we're going to grow together and we're going to prospect together. The people that build the largest teams in network marketing are the people that can get most people to the events, the trainings, the weekly meetings. They always have the largest organizations. It's not the people that know the most people, it's the people that invite the most people get onto these events. In this training, through the course, not tonight, but through the course of the training, we're going to teach you how to get people to these events. But start thinking about people you know and how you're going to get them to the events, and we'll teach you how to do that. Again, how to present, how to become a leader. If you want to build a big team, you've got to become a leader. You've got to become a leader. You've got to allow yourself, get out of your own way and do it. So we're going to learn how to start conversations, how to talk to people, all that kind of stuff. So before we get into all that, what I want you guys to do, and I'm going to go ahead and challenge anybody to unmute themselves, and I want you to share something with me. What was, and anybody can do this one at a time, please. Tell me when your aha moment was with our network. What was it that got you interested in our network? Go ahead, if anybody who wants to unmute, go for it.
I could go first.
Yes.
Actually, I got started at the end of May this year, the first week of, the end of April, the first week of May. And what caught my was the opportunity down the road. I didn't know at the time it was going to be down the road, but it's down the road, of the marriage between fiat and cryptocurrency in a debit card. I thought was revolutionary in a lot of ways. At the time, the Shift card, which anybody has anything to do with cryptocurrency, the Shift card was being used in Coinbase, and you were able to just use a debit machine with your cryptocurrency, and then they stopped it. And then when this came out, that's what caught me off the first. So I said, that's going to be revolutionary. And then all of a sudden, talking to Cindy Williams and Candace, and you, John, you kind of started bringing up right off the bat all the other phases that we're going to roll out. And that, once you're hooked, you're hooked.
Right. No, great. Awesome, James. And then anybody else, go ahead and thank you. Go ahead and unmute yourself. I'd like to get 2 or 3 of these.
This is Mary and Dick Reed.
Yes.
Oh, hi, we're in Minnesota.
Awesome.
Our aha moment occurred about an hour ago. We got a call from rMobile, and we didn't think that they could save us a whole lot of money because we've had T-Mobile forever and all the discounts and blah, blah, blah. Well, we figured out they can save us $710 our first year.
Wow.
And $420 for each subsequent year. That's getting new phones, them buying off our other phones, gift certificate, gift cards. Yeah, it's amazing. Anybody could benefit from that.
Anyone can identify with a cell phone bill getting substantially reduced. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. And then can I get one more aha moment from somebody?
John, hi, it's Cindy.
Yes. Hey,
I just
Cindy.
want to say something to Mary and Dick, especially for us seniors, right? If we can save money like that, we enjoy it, don't we? Okay, my aha moment was when you yourself, John, told me that we were going to be able to get paid on swipes on transactions from a debit card from the bank. That was my aha moment. I know how much I use my debit card, and everybody else in the world uses their debit card. So that was a huge moment for me, period. That's all I wanted to say.
Awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Now,
Sure.
this is what's interesting. We just had 3 different members, and I didn't speak with any of these members before this call. They all offered up their aha moment regarding our network. One of them was the opportunity down the road on the crypto. One was the rmobile. One was the pay it on swipes. 3 completely different phases. So my question back to you is this. Is it important in order to promote or sell or share to learn every aspect of this business? Because these are 3 different individuals from different parts of the country that had different aha moments. Isn't that interesting? So when people say, hey, when you speak with a prospect and you speak with somebody for the first time, you should be interviewing your prospect. In fact, I was just here and one of my daughter's friends was standing here and I was talking. She asked me what I did for a living. My daughter rolled her eyes and I said, okay, here we go. And I looked at her and said, it's quite simple. I save money. She's like, what do you mean? You save money? That's what you do for a living? You save money? I said, yep. And I said, in fact, I'm about to save money right here because I was booking my hotel for my meeting in California next week. And I showed her and I saved some money on that. And I just kind of went over a little bit. Then I started asking her questions. I said, do you travel? Do you do this? Do you have a cell phone? And then I was able to identify 4 different ways I could save her money. And do you know what she said to me? I need to get in on this. And then she said this, oh, and my dad, he loves this kind of stuff. Can I have you come talk to my dad as well? I didn't say anything about the matrix. I didn't say anything about anything else other than I saved money. And I interviewed her. I started asking her questions about her spending habits. And then I identified 4 ways I could save her money. That's all I had to do. If we can do that and we can simplify the messaging, we can sell somebody in minutes. Because she said, how much does it cost me? I said, $38 a month. She said, really? You just showed me how to save over $200 a month. I said, I know. I said, isn't that really cool? She said, that is exciting. When can I sign up? That's it. And I want to get my dad in it too. And I just found out her dad is a franchise owner and he's got employees. Well, guess what else I'm going to talk to her dad about? That's it. That's how easy it was. 21-year-old girl, my daughter's friend, and boom, that was a conversation. You've got to help people realize what this is by helping them find a benefit. Fill a need, find a need, and fill it. Give them an immediate benefit, then go in for the sell. It starts with the benefit, sell second. So my responsibility to you in this class, and as I was talking to Steve, and I love it, I read through this entire thing, and I called him and said, Steve, I love you to death, man. He said, why is that? I said, you think like me. I said, we're brothers from another mother. That's who we are. I said, I've trained many, many years. I've written classes kind of like this one. I said, I haven't had time to write one this extensive with our network yet. And I thanked him up and down for bringing this to us. And I said, man, we think so much alike. Everything I read in this thing, I agree with 100%. We need to teach you the mindset, techniques, and systems and coach you through the success cycle. Then we need to hold you accountable to your goals. That's what we're going to do. So Cindy, just nod if you can, or give me a thumbs up if you can help me create that calendar. We're going to put the events in there. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we're going to do this, guys. And it's going to be fun. And anytime you have events locally in your area, post it in that files section, and we'll promote it for you. We will send people to you. You send people to us, we send people to you. We grow this as a team. We're one unit, we're one mind, one chain. If we work this as one team, we will grow together, and you're going to see your teams exceed 6,500 members and growing. That's what we've got to do. And we're going to teach you how to do this very, very effectively. Now, Stephen talked a little bit last night about the 3 C's. If anybody remembers what they are, I remember what they are. I even wrote them down as well. And I'm very excited. So anybody remember what those 3 C's are? Go ahead and unmute yourselves and tell me what the 3 C's are, if you can remember.
Hey, John, it's Dale.
Yes.
Number one is to be competent.
Yes.
I need to know my business.
Yep.
Number two is confident. Once I know my business, the confidence comes. And number three is consistency.
Consistency. Perfect. Thank you so much. So, and you know what? I got to tell you guys, this is really cool. That came from a Seattle Seahawks fan. I'm a Rams fan, and we still get along. Why? Because of our network. There you go. One team, one goal, right? No, thank you, Dale. That's awesome. So he's exactly right. You've got to be competent. You've got to be confident, and you've got to be consistent. So how do you become competent? You learn what you're offering. You've got to learn it inside out, frontwards, backwards. You'll never be perfect at it, but you've got to learn it. You've got to go through your back office. Look at the savings you receive. I've got almost 59 pages of savings just in my zip code now because rperks is so amazing. And that's before the other rollouts that are being released and announced in 2 days from now. Wait, what's going to happen when we have numerous R products? You know, we get paid on every R product. You know how that works. You will be able to identify an R product that's going to benefit somebody, whether it's phones or something else. You're going to be able to identify that. What happens when rmed rolls out? I can mention that because it's been mentioned numerous times. rmed, R this, R that. Identify those needs, help fill it, help them save money, then turn around and give them the business opportunity on top of that. So successful people, what do successful people do? They're very goal-oriented. I can tell you right now, and I'm not saying this as a pride thing, but it's funny. I'm 45 years old. I go to the gym. I'm kind of a gym junkie. I went and trained my son the other night. And because my own brother-in-law challenged me, he told me I couldn't do it. I beat my bench press record at 45 years old, 225 pounds 22 times. And because somebody told me I couldn't do it. So I trained and I practiced and I practiced and I did it. I put a goal down. I said, I'm going to beat my record of 20. I beat it. And it felt really good to beat it. I mean, well, it was sore, but it felt good beating it. And I had the mindset, though, no matter what, I was going to achieve that record. Why? Because somebody told me I couldn't do it. You've got to have that strong mindset. Set goals. What is your income goal in the next 12 months? I can tell you what mine is. Mine's a minimum of $250,000 a year. Next 24 months, I want $1 million a year. 5 years, I want $5 million a year. 10 years, I want $20 million a year. Those are pretty lofty, but guess what? They're obtainable. They're obtainable. And with our network, we will be able to do that. You can finally think big in this company. Why? Because this company thinks big. And it's given all of us an amazing opportunity. So what 3 things do I want to do most this year when I hit my goals? I can tell you mine. I want to build for my future and I want to pay it forward. I've shared what my why is on social media. I'm working on my why. So go ahead. Again, if somebody wants to unmute yourself, give me a couple different things you would like to do this year once you hit your goals. Not if you hit your goals, once you hit your goals.
Hey, John, it's Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
And within this first year, I definitely want to buy my own house by myself and have a little land, a little elbow room, and grow from there. So, but there's a lot of things that I want to do, a lot of paying it forward, because I have definitely walked the walk as a single mom, and I have scraped and pinched that copper out of a penny, and I know how to do it. And I definitely want to share that with other single parents, not just single moms or single dads, and that struggle as well. And I want to help them as well.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. So what 3 things do you believe you need to learn to achieve that goal?
Definitely with one of all 3 of the 3 C's that was mentioned before. I'm getting to know this business as best I can, because I want the confidence to be able to represent this company the best way that I can and for myself, because that was one of the reasons why I came out there as well, to kind of get to know and just soak in from my aha moment of that I really wanted to do this, wanted to be, this is definitely what I want to do. And it's, I'm going in with both feet and get to know the business, to represent the company as best I can and have the confidence to be able to do it, because I'm customer service. It's in my blood. So I know the customer service part, and trying to get, to talk and get to know, but to be on my game with customer service, I have to know the business,
Awesome.
and have the confidence to be able to talk about it and not stumble on any words, and that can kind of look not so good.
Right.
And so that is that's definitely what I'm doing, and to be consistent, and the follow-ups, and not approach people of saying, hey, friend, I'm in this business opportunity right now. Can I talk to you about it? And then they're like, well, yeah, you can, but I don't think I'm going to do anything with it. I'll just tell you right now. Okay. Well, I just want to share with you what's going on and what my new journey is. So that
Right.
way you'll know. And as things progress, and having my testimonies and everything grow, then I still share it with them, whether they want to know it or not, until they say, Nicole, you need to just stop. Which I don't think will. I think there'll be more, they're listening to me, even if it's just kind of in the background. I'm still sending things out in private message. Then, and definitely becoming the part of the product, and building my own testimony of savings to share with others. And
Right.
that's
So here's a follow-up question to that, and this should be a one-word answer. I'm hoping you're thinking what I'm thinking. What's going to stop you from achieving those goals?
nothing.
Exactly. So perfect. No, thanks for sharing, Nicole. Nothing. That's the mindset we all have to have. We all know that we've got to change our mindset a little bit if we want larger teams. We're going to need to make goals every day. How many people are we talking to every day? How educated are we becoming on the products and services? Are we plugged in? Is our team plugged in? I'll give you a few pointers right now. If you want to stay plugged in with your team, do kind of the stuff I do. I set up a social media messenger group for people I personally sponsor. If I personally sponsored an individual, I invite them to this group. And all of my personal sponsors are in that group, and I chat with them all of the time. Sometimes I go and I say, hey, let's have a little meeting with you and your team. And as a team leader, I'll go in there and I'll have a message for their team with their team leader on there. And I always do stuff to keep them engaged and keep them going and moving forward. I'm constantly training, developing, things of that sort. I don't care if your team is one person or your team is 200 people. You've got to stay engaged with your team. You got to set a plan, and you got to stick with it. Successful people set goals all the time, daily. That's what they do. Then what am I willing to give up to achieve my goals? I'll go ahead and answer that one. Years ago, I was in my mid-20s, and Nicole is funny. Nicole has known me for years, and so she knows this. I remember my second house I bought. I built a large appraisal business in Georgia, and we built this huge house, and or not built. We purchased this big house. It was my uncle's former house. And I was in my mid-20s. My friends would tease me. They'd call it Johnson Manor. And then I had some friends that said, how in the world are you doing this? You're only like 25, 26 years old. And I said, easy. And back then, remember Seinfeld and Frasier? They were the popular shows on TV. I would answer my question. I would answer a question like this. I said, what happened on Seinfeld last Thursday? And my friend would tell me everything about Seinfeld. I said, awesome, what happened on Frasier? Tell me everything that happened on Frasier. And he was thinking for a second, how is this answering my question? And he looked at me, he's like, okay, what are you getting at, John? I said, simple. I gave up television for a while. I said, I was so focused and laser focused on my business that I don't know what happened on my favorite show last week. I have no idea. I didn't watch it. I was busy bringing in clients. I was busy typing in reports. I was busy building a business because I knew that's what I wanted. And I didn't want the distractions. Nothing was going to stop me. Another thing you need to be willing to give up. This one may be a little interesting. You need to give up your comfort zone. You have to push yourself. Put yourself in positions you normally wouldn't put yourself in. Put yourself in places. I can tell you right now what's funny is I absolutely hate going to trade shows and those conventions, but I did it. A member asked me and I did it. And this is a true story. I was standing behind that table for 4.5 hours. What most of you guys don't know, I've got a hernia right now. And I was in a lot of pain for those last 2 hours. I was wailing in pain. I didn't let it show on my face. I did 3 meetings the next day and 3 meetings the day after that. I came home, I crashed hard, and I slept, and I was just, oh my gosh, I was in pain. But I had a purpose. I knew what I needed to do when I was in California last week. Nothing was going to stop me. There are no excuses. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to push yourself a little bit, and you've got to just move forward. So who do I need to become to achieve my goals? A more focused person. People say, well, you're pretty focused now. I said, yeah, but I could be more focused. I need to be more well-versed. I need to become more polished. I need to be a master of my craft. If you look at anybody, just think about it. We're trying to become network marketing pros. So look at a professional baseball player, football, basketball, tennis, whatever, professional in anything, a doctor, whoever. They need to become a master of their craft. If you cannot become a master of your craft and you're not willing to put the time and effort to become a master of your craft, do not expect to be a pro. You'll be an amateur the rest of your life. You have to put, and it's awesome that we have a lot of people on this call tonight, because that tells me we have at least 125 people who want to become a master of their craft. So you've got to then do it. Become a master of your craft. How do I do that? You set those goals. You set daily goals, and then you follow them. A goal, it doesn't count unless you do it. You can write it down all day long, but it doesn't count unless you actually follow through and do it. And if you say, I'm going to talk to 5 people today, talk to 5 people. If you say 10, you say 1, talk to 1 person. Then you practice. You practice your goals. We talked about practice the other day, getting into that here in a moment. But one thing I want to share with you, do not be afraid of excellence. Don't fear excellence. And don't fear failure, because you're going to fail before you become excellent. It's going to happen. You will fail before you become excellent. We all do. We all have. Don't think for one moment I woke up one day and I was this really good closer. It didn't happen in one day. It took me 2 or 3 days. No, I'm just kidding. It took me a lot longer than that. I had to learn how to sell. I had to learn how to do different types of sales, from consultations to a hard sell, to asking for the sell, to high pressure sales, to low pressure sales, to B2B, to business, business to consumer. I had to learn all sorts of different ways to do it. It took me a long time, but I decided I knew I can make a niche out of that and I can make a living with it, and I've done it. Even my appraisal business. Yes, I had to learn how to become an appraiser. I had to go through the courses. I have to do the continuing ed. I have to do all that kind of stuff, but I still had to get clients. I still had to sell. There's always an aspect of selling in that business. So I did. I just put myself out there. I built an entire appraisal company in Georgia using mouse pads, thinking outside of the box a little bit. I did all sorts of things, and I was always consistent, and I gained confidence and competency through my consistency. That's why those 3 C's are so important. And I don't want people to think, oh, this is just a generic regular sales program. It's not, because we can't move on to the bigger, meatier stuff until we've all made that decision and we've got our mindset right. Don't let the little things stop you. If, for example, it's funny, again, going back to being a Rams fan, they're great last year. Their offense stinks this year. Why? Because a lot of the little things they're doing wrong now. New players come in, whatever. If you mess up on the small things, you're not going to excel at the big things. So don't skip a week. Set your goals every day. Do them. Don't miss it. Don't skip it. Talk to your team often. Don't miss it. Don't skip it. If you start doing that, the bigger things won't come and you'll suffer on the bigger things. Don't forget the small steps that got you there in the first place. Always, always continue to make those small steps. Always continue to learn. Allow your brain to bring information in, and for crying out loud, enjoy the journey, because your journey to become a network marketing pro is fun, and you're going to gain a lot of knowledge, and you can take a lot of this we're going to learn through the next 14 classes, and you're going to be able to take this into any sales industry. This is applicable all over the place. So let's go to the next page here. See if you guys remember this. Pro. If anybody can unmute themselves, please do it and let me know what pro stands for. Anyone remembers?
I could go if nobody else wants to.
Awesome. Yep, go for it.
P is practice. R would stand for take responsibility, and B, you have to be optimistic.
Yes. Okay, awesome. And so practice doesn't make me perfect. Remember that. And it's true. No one will ever be perfect. Don't think you have to be 100% perfect before you share this with anybody, because you won't be. I'm not 100% perfect. I skip over my words, trip over them every once in a while. I still stutter every once in a while. I just, I'm not perfect at it. I'm always going to try to get better and better and better, but I've had success, but I'm still not where I want to be. I'm always pushing myself a little harder. And last night was funny when Steve was talking about practice makes you more effective, makes you more efficient, makes you more self-confident, makes you more aware, aggressive, all that. You can be so good. But one thing he didn't say, and I didn't want to steal his thunder last night, so I didn't say it, but think about this for a moment. Practice makes you permanent. Practice makes you permanent. I bought a couple massage envies years ago. I bought a couple practices, and I spent 2 weeks up in Scottsdale, Arizona training, in sales trainings, and they would all say that over and over. Practice makes you permanent. What do you think that means? Simple. You perform the way you practice. So if you practice incorrectly, you practice poorly, you will perform poorly. If you practice effectively, you practice at a high level, you will perform effectively at a high level. Practice makes you permanent. Think about that. Write that down. It makes you permanent. And that's exactly what it does. You need to practice. Practice on your team. Role play. Do whatever. You may think it's silly, but it's effective. Have conversations. Look in the mirror. Every time I do a call, especially this one, I spent 2 hours preparing for this call, at least 2 hours. And I've done thousands of these, thousands. I still spent 2 hours prior to this call to prepare for this call. I was up all night. I guess if I wanted to add that, I actually spent probably 5 or 6 hours, because I watched 2 of the videos and I read through the entire program this morning. I was up till 4:30 in the morning working, doing all of this stuff. So I came prepared. I practiced. Practice makes you permanent. So qualities of a pro. Go ahead and unmute yourselves and let's hear some of the qualities of a pro. I'd love to hear these from you guys. Anybody's got qualities of a professional? Any takers? Let's see here. Okay. I've written them all down, or I wrote 18 of them down. And just think about these. Professionals are great with time management. They're great at practice, and they're going to practice over and over again. They're focused. They're motivated. They're willing to sacrifice. They're humble. They're always willing to listen to other people so they can learn. They work hard. They're fearless. They're definitely dedicated, committed. They're unrelenting in their pursuit. Disciplined, competitive, unwavering, confident, teachable, hungry, and unwilling to lose. Those are all great qualities of a pro. Just think about that. These are pros. These are people that are willing to do whatever it takes to succeed ethically, honestly, hard work, all that type of thing. And if you do that, you push yourself and you learn how to do the little things, and you learn how to work as a team and bond. And my favorite thing about this business are the friendships I'm making in this business. It's not even the money. I don't do this business solely for the money. I absolutely love this. I'm having a great time. I get to travel around. I get to eat food that I never knew existed. I get to meet people from all different walks of life, learn all these cultures. It's been absolutely eye-opening. It's been amazing for me because I decided I was unwilling to lose, and I was going to do whatever it took to have success in this industry, in an industry I didn't even like before rNetwork. But I said, you know what? I like what I see here. I had my aha moment. My aha moment was after I met the owners and I saw what they were about. I've gotten to know some of these gentlemen and they're amazing people. That was my aha moment. I liked the plan, but once I met those gentlemen, I thought, wow, these guys are going to do what they say they are because they're doers. I wanted to do business with a doer. I can tell you right now when prospects look at you and you go to them and you explain to them the opportunity and you want to work with them, they won't want to work with you unless they view you as a doer. So if you're not setting goals and you're not doing meetings and you're not out there, you're not present, they can't see you, it's going to be hard to sign them up. Because even if they like the opportunity, they might try to search someone else out. You don't want that to happen. They've got to have confidence in you, but they can't have confidence in you till you have confidence in you. You've got to have that. So one thing I like to do really quick next is let's talk about any aha moments in this just a short 40 minutes we've spent together so far tonight. What have you learned new? I mean, or what do you think you can do better on top of what you're already doing right now to improve your results? Go ahead, anybody. The floor is yours.
Hi, John. It's Kari.
Hey, Kari.
Hi. I love, I make daily lists all the time. And I think my aha moment from this section is to turn those into tying to the goals, because I did some goal setting in another company where you look at the year, then you break it down by the month, down to the week. And that way, every activity you're doing is one step towards that end. And now that I can see that it's, now that I'm with a company that I think will continue to be what they are now, it's doable. So I think that I can do that. I don't know, that's my aha moment. I also had a kind of a crisis today. I had some kind of problem with my eyes, but I'm here anyway.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're okay from that. No, that's awesome.
But that's part of my motivation to be committed to this. So I just want to share it.
And here's the cool thing is your team sees your commitment. Mm-hmm. And that's so important. Perceived value, perceived perception is so important in sales because, again, they follow you. People follow people and they use products. They don't follow products. Mm-hmm. They follow the people and they use the products. Awesome. Anybody else? Don't be shy. We only have one page left.
This is Irene.
Hey, Irene.
Hi, John. I think I want to do what you do. Learn how to ask questions better. So I think what you did was a very good idea. Most of the time, I just tell people what this whole business is about, and I forgot to ask questions. And I also want to learn how to close better.
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about closing in this course. I can promise you that. Now, I'm glad you mentioned asking questions. That's my favorite. That's one of my secret recipes. I ask a lot of questions when I speak with prospects because you can't. How do you close somebody if you don't know where their mind is, right? If you don't know what they're thinking, and you don't know where they're at or what they're looking for, or where you can benefit them, how do you close them? Right? Like you can say, because again, just go back to the beginning of this. We asked 3 people at the very beginning, what was their aha moment with our network? And there were 3 entirely different things. So say you go and you're sharing information with the prospect and you say, all right, oh, watch this video, watch this, watch that. But you don't ask them anything. And then you're like, oh, why are they not calling me back? Why haven't I heard from so-and-so? Well, because you haven't identified a need from so-and-so. And you haven't taken that personal time to care about, show them you care about them. Talk to them. It's a regular conversation. Ask those questions. You know this thing inside and out, ask the questions. Then the little flags come up, you say, all right, oh cool, I can help you with this, I can help you with this, I can help you with that. Another thing, and you may want to write this down, when I send videos to people, I try to find the time and I will watch it with them. You know, after I've asked questions. I'll say, oh, cool, you may want to watch this video. Or how do I know what information to send them if I haven't asked them any questions? Otherwise, I'm just fishing. I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall and I'm seeing what sticks. But if I know I've identified what they want, I know which information to send them. You target it. The best marketers in the world are the best at targeting. They're excellent at it. You target market. And you can do that with every single prospect, because I would have had 3 completely different conversations with the 3 individuals who shared their aha moments earlier. The cell phone, the crypto play, and the swipes on the cards, the payments on the swipes. 3 entirely different conversations. But if I'm just out there sharing general information, I'm fishing. And I'll be honest with you, this is a true story. It's a little embarrassing. I have fished numerous times. I have never caught a fish in my life. Not one time. That's the honest to goodness truth. I have fished. I catch colds all the time when I fish, but I never catch the actual fish. So if I'm selling and I'm just throwing bait out there and I'm throwing bait and I'm throwing bait, no one's biting. The fish aren't biting. But if I'm asking questions and I'm targeting, and I ask the right questions, and I can say, okay, well, I've identified a way you save money. So go back to that. Don't skip these steps. I challenged everybody at the very beginning of the call. What was the challenge? Document every single thing that you save money on, and go look every time you go to shop or do anything. Look at the deals first. Save yourself some money. Write down the amount, the date, and what you saved, the item you saved money on. So next time you talk to your friend and they're talking about, I don't know, shampoo, whatever, I don't know, whatever, and say, oh, I saved $5 on my shampoo. Oh, I saved $5 to $10 on this. What really? How'd you do that? You can spark a conversation just by into our network, just because you've documented everything you've saved money on, and say, oh, I saved money, and it doesn't have to be on a car. I saved money at a movie. Yeah, I used this. I saved money here. I saved. How'd you do that? Just in conversation. Well, I've got something called rNetwork. I go to rperks and I save money on this. Just thought you might want to know, since you tell me you like movies or you like bowling or golf or whatever it may be. If you don't document, what do they say? Documentation beats everything else. If it's documented, you can prove it. So here it is. And you share that with them. That's how you close. That's the easiest way. And that's how you get, because you want to get them loving the product. Look at any network marketing company in history. And what do they want to do? Look at CBD oils. Look at ASEA, the water, that did all these amazing things. Look at all the, Mona V or whatever. Look at all the products. People go out and they swear up and down by these products. And they need to swear up and down by these products because they got to sell. They've got to get people on the auto ship. But what are we doing? We're sharing savings, which is a lot easier to share products, much easier conversation. But again, if somebody looks at you and says, hey, well, what have you saved? Say, oh, I don't know, but you can look at our world and check out a lot of savings. And they'll say, no, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, what did you save? You're asking me to save money in this network and you haven't saved money yourself? Well, that sounds like a sales pitch to me. So you've got to be able to do that. Don't skip any of these steps. I would listen to this recording a couple times and make sure you've written down every single one of these steps so that you're prepared for the next conversation. And you know what's going to happen? If you document it, you're going to think about it a lot too. And you're going to start striking up more conversations than you have before. And it's going to start coming natural to you. It will come natural to you. I saved money 20 times in the last 2 weeks. You're constantly thinking about it. You're documenting it. It's going to be right on the forefront of your mind. You're having a conversation with somebody that all of a sudden they mention a keyword and it's something you save money on. Boom, there's a conversation for our network right there. It's right there in front of you. You've just got to do it. So don't miss any of these steps. Skip the break. This is the last page tonight, and we'll pick up tomorrow. The Coachability Index. I love this thing. So I will allow myself to be teachable. I will listen to everyone and learn from everyone. And if I want success, I have to work for it and be willing to sacrifice for it. The two most important things I must change are my mindset and my actions. If I want things in my life to change, I have to change who I am. You cannot expect to do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's what insanity is, right? That's what insanity is. So I wrote down a couple things, and I'd love to get participation. We'll wrap this up for tonight. What 5 things do I need to change about myself to achieve my goals? Anybody go ahead and chime in, and let's hear from you.
Hi, John. This is Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl.
The biggest thing I have to do is to listen to people. Sometimes I have so much chatter going on in my head. I don't hear what they're saying because either my head's chattering, you know, I have talking to myself in my head, or I try to spill the whole ball of wax in 15 seconds and nothing gets across. So that's the biggest thing I need to change, is to start listening and hearing what people have to say.
Exactly. Yeah, we used to call that in sales, and we've all done it. So we used to call it machine gun mouth. We have machine gun mouth, and you're just brrr, and you're just out there throwing, and you're hoping something sticks. Boom, 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 boom. But the problem is it's coming at them so fast, and they're trying to keep up, and they can't process it. Everybody thinks differently. And so when you're so well versed in something, again, I told you about an example. This happened literally 10 minutes before the class started. I got her all excited. She's going to have me talk to her dad, sign him up as well. And I just sat there and I asked her questions about her spending habits. And I listened to her answers. And then I found her a solution for those. Here, I can save you money here, 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 and here. And that was it. And I didn't tell her anything about, she doesn't know about the banks yet. She doesn't know about any of that stuff. She just knows, hey, $38, I save money, cool, and I get paid by doing that. That's even better. That's all she knows right now, and she's already excited. I meet with her dad, I close them. Now I've got another prospect from her already. So I've got my daughter, I'm signing up. My daughter's got her friend and her friend's dad already. Boom, just like that in a 3-minute conversation. Because I asked questions and I listened to the answers. Yeah, I love that one. Thanks for sharing that one. That is great. Listening, the best closers are the best, absolutely the best listeners. They're great at asking questions, and it's just a conversation. It's not a sales pitch. Next, anybody else?
Hi, John. It's Derek Brown. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. My number one thing is I have to do more money-making activities. I love that when I seen it in the presentation, because that's exactly what I have to do, more money-making activities.
Money-making, and we're going to get to that pretty soon. That's on our next call or two. Money-making activities, we'll talk about what those are. We won't have time tonight, but yes, absolutely. You know, it's so funny. In real estate, I went through a real estate class years ago, and as an appraiser, I wanted to learn how realtors thought. So I decided to get my real estate license. Not that I wanted to sell houses, is I wanted to learn how to identify with real estate agents. And so I went, got my real estate license. And one thing they said is, I remember the trainer, he got up there and he said this. He asked a classic question. He said, everybody, Have you made your PDF today? Have you made your PowerPoint? Have you done this? And people are pulling out, they're showing them all the stuff they're doing and creating all these things. And then the next question is follow-up question. It was priceless. Said, did you feel productive today? And they said, yes, of course we did. Look what we did. Look what we did. And he looked at him and he said, okay, you felt productive. How many new listings do you have? How many more leads do you have? Oh, I didn't. I spent all day putting this together. And he looked down and said, then you weren't productive. I remember that. Said, you weren't productive. How many calls did you make as a real estate agent? How many people had listings expiring? Did you contact them? How many people did you do this? Money-making activities is what he was referring to. If you're not doing money-making activities, you're not being productive overall.
Yep.
And it's very, very true. There's ways, and you can make the coolest PowerPoint in the world. You can do this, and I do a lot of that stuff. So, but at the same time, that same day, I'm also doing a lot of other things too, because I know that, yes, I've got to be prepared. I've got to be ready. Now, we're fortunate because corporate's going to have a lot of stuff for us being announced here in a couple of days. Our fusion project is going to be amazing. On top of that, think about what we're doing here. Think about what we're doing as a team. So we're going to go back to this, and I'm going to wrap this up. And hopefully it was beneficial for you tonight. Because again, we learned a lot of basic stuff, but very, very important stuff. And some of it maybe not so basic. I've known sales guys for years, that still aren't great listeners. I've known sales guys for years that don't ask enough questions. I've seen them. I've trained a lot of these guys. And the guys that I've always seen that I've trained that had success, they listen to it. And they're like, oh, wow. I can tell you right now, the best salesperson, the best approach in the world, and think about this, is a consultative salesperson, not a used car salesperson. A used car salesperson will say this, well, it's got this many miles on it. This is, look at this awesome color. Look how fast it goes. And they start naming all these features about the car, feature after feature after feature out this car. The good salesperson, the consultative salesperson will say, hey, how many kids do you have? Okay, you've got 4 kids. Awesome. Any of them in sports? Okay, great. What is it? Soccer, football? Okay, awesome. So how's the family doing? Okay, great. Is your wife also going to drive this car? Okay, wonderful. She's also going to drive this car. Okay, cool. And they'll take notes and they'll ask questions. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to sell them a minivan, or they're going to sell them a family vehicle because that's what they need. When the other guy's motor mouth and he's out there doing the machine gun mouth, telling them about all these features of the car, the family's sitting there thinking, well, okay, I know about the car, but what about us? What about our needs? What we're standing here being sold, what this other couple standing over there, and the guy's asking about their family, about their kids, about their needs. And then they're fitting the car to their needs. And then they drive off the lot in their new car while the other guy can't close anybody because he's selling, he's not sharing, he's not listening, he's not communicating properly. You've got to learn to communicate. Slow down, communicate, teach, share, and find their needs and fill those needs. If you do that, and you can definitely do it in our network, there's a lot of needs that can be filled because there's a lot of savings. There's a lot more coming just in a couple of days. Identify what those are. You'll never even have to bring up the card. Do you know what the card is? The card's a bonus. It's an additional perk. The bank is a bonus. It's an additional perk. What we have now, we can fill just about every need out there. Get them on that. And then, oh, surprise, guess what? It just got better. I brought you in because of this, but surprise, look at all this stuff you're going to get now that you've already signed up. How cool is that? Then you stay in front of them, you train them, you develop them, you put them through this course. Every single person on your team should listen to this course. This is course 1 out of 14 hours. And so we've gone the hour, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I hope it was beneficial for you. And again, this is about the most basic of the trainings we're going to do. But we got to get those mindset, and we got to do those small things so we can achieve bigger things, get our minds right, then as we start talking about more things, how to get the leads, how to generate, I don't want to teach people how to generate leads if you can't close them. You got to learn to close them first, and you got to be confident and consistent so that you can close them and you constantly bring in leads. And then you turn around, you share with your teams on how to do it. That's a duplicatable system. These training courses will be a duplicatable system. The videos with Fusion and Corporate will be a duplicatable system. The calendar that Cindy, thank you Cindy, is going to help you put together, and you guys are going to put your events on it and everything you do, that's a duplicatable system. Our job is going to get people to go to those events by listening to their needs, filling their needs, helping them save. Even if you sign them up for FANN, you save them a couple bucks, then you send them to an event, then you send them to something. They still become a charter member. There's steps, step by step, baby steps. Go for the conversation, not the close. Go for the conversation first, listening second, filling the need third, and closing fourth. That's how professionals do it. You teach your team to do the same thing. You will be a network marketing pro. Thanks for coming, everybody, tonight. I hope this was beneficial for you. You know I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow night, and we've got 13 more of these suckers, and I can't wait to get to the nitty-gritty. As this goes on, you'll see just how amazing. Go ahead and read through it, though, too. Read through it, prepare your minds, and then we'll have discussions like this starting tomorrow night.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
This is Sam. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Before you close this up, I have to tell you, and I know everybody's feeling the same way, a huge thank you to you. What they might not be feeling is what I was feeling yesterday. For me, I know there's somebody for everybody. I wasn't on the same sync with with Steve and Greg. I know I sent you a text about it, and for me, I just felt like, oh gosh, it just felt pitchy. And but when you said you were going to do these trainings with us, I said, okay, if John's doing them with us, I'm going to be there. And I got to tell you, I am so excited, and you were just beyond the bomb. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Super excited to keep learning from you. And I just wanted to say that really quickly.
Oh,
Thank you
well,
for giving us this training from him, because I know we'll learn a lot from him through these trainings, but I'm so glad that you're doing this. You're walking through it with us all. Thank you.
No, I appreciate that. Wow, that's a great compliment. Thank you. See, now I'm humbled. It's just my face. I got to get my video off. My face is going to turn red like my shirt. So, no, awesome. No, I appreciate that comment. No, I just honestly, you know where my heart is. I want this team to succeed. I want all of us. I want the littlest guy in networking to make money. And the littlest guy can become a big guy, but they got to take the steps to become a big guy. It's not going to happen automatically. They got to take the time and be diligent and learn it. And like I said, be consistent, competent, confident, and it'll all fall into place. And I'm telling you, we're going to build this as a team. I'm going to work on that calendar with Cindy. I know I've mentioned her name a couple times. She's probably, but it's fun calling her out because she's such a rock star herself, and all of you guys are rock stars. So again, thanks for coming tonight. Everybody have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.